Hi, everybody. Diane Neto, living in Barrie. Um, Today I want to talk to you a little bit about implied agency because I don't know if people really understand it. And an agent friend of mine is in a pickle right now because her client, who after meeting the listing agent, and the listing agent showed the house to her twice, now doesn't want to give full buying commission to my friend because she's got it on the listing that if the listing agent shows the property, then the buying agent only gets 1%. So what happens in Barrie sometimes is a Toronto agent or an agent from out of town will get the listing agent. They call the listing agent, the client does, and say, I don't have a real estate agent. And then you show the property, and then all of a sudden an offer comes in from that person that you met. And it happens quite a bit. So agents started putting it in their listing that if they're showing the property, they're getting paid. Now, the problem here is that the client didn't like the listing agent. She wasn't comfortable with them, and also didn't want to didn't want to deal with them directly, wanted her own representation. So my friend did go and show the house. She went to their house and gave them, kind of a ballpark figure on what they could sell for and stuff. And now they put an offer in, and the agent seen this and sees who's the name on it, and now she's up in arms. So part of the problem with this is there's a thing called implied agency. And when you talk to somebody, I'm going to share this with you because we get taught this in real estate, okay? So an implied contract in real estate is an agreement between two parties that assumes existence based on the behaviors of the parties involved. So an implied agency is a relationship between a principal and an agent that does not require unnecessary documentation. An excellent example of implied agency is when Jeff asked his friend Mark to help him in a search for a new home. Mark therefore represents Jeff in successfully purchasing the new home. An implied agency presumes existence even without any written documentation. It is a relationship created through the conduct, action, and behavior of the parties involved. The parties include the principal, the agent, and the client. So if you're acting like you're working with this person, if you're saying, could you come and give me a quote on my house, and can you show me the house again? There's like implied agency in an unwritten contract that I'm using you, and you're working for me because I'm doing work for you. And if you decide not to go with that agent and then you want to come in with another agent, you're really, really hurting your chances, because now that other agent's peeved off. They're pissed off because they just went and did all this work for you, and then you went and got another agent. So unfortunately, in real estate, 3/4 of what we do, we don't get paid for. And people think we make a lot of money for what we do, but we do a lot of work for people that never end up selling, never end up buying. I've worked with, I had 2 last year that I had been working to buy for 2 years. 2 years. So like we do a lot for absolutely nothing. And the fact that we had so many Toronto agents, getting their clients call the listing agent to show the house. And they don't want to come up for the home inspection, and they don't want to do the walkthrough. So they're calling us, the listing agents, to do these things for them because they don't want to drive here. So before you make a move, and if you want to go out and see houses, or you're interested in a house, interview a few agents, pick one that's going to represent you, and then go for it. Don't be calling all the listing agents. Now, that people do it all the time. They think they're going to get a better deal. You're not getting a better deal. The seller still has to pay. And in November, the rules changed, this TRESA rules, where they don't want you to double end. So our office won't even let you represent both. You have to be a designated sales representative now. And they don't want you to double end. So another agent has to come in anyway. So they're paying. You're not getting a deal and they're paying. And you actually have a better chance at negotiating with a different agent, because they, you know, I go and say, well, this is all my client can afford. That's all they're doing. They're not going any higher. Too bad. And the seller has to kind of make those decisions on, okay, well, am I going to do it? Aren't I going to do it? So stop calling all the listing agents and getting these implied agency things going, because you're making it damn harder on yourself later, especially if you find one you're like. Because now my friend, she has to reduce her commission a bit, and now she's got a fight on her hands because now she's dealing with an agent that's pissed off. So just interview people, pick an agent if you want to make a move, and then go forward with one person. Hit the like, subscribe, or drop me a comment.